When we looked at the layers earlier, we saw that on top of all the layers, by default we have what's called the web layer. And this is the layer that's reserved for hotspots and for slices. And what hotspots, as what we looked at earlier, basically we're able to create hotspots, and these in a sense act as hyperlinks to a different location. And here we can put in a default area for the link, the alt, and the target of where we want the hotspot to link to. As we add in different URLs here, we see that in our assets, beside the library we have a URL panel, and we see that the different URLs get added in as we're adding in through our panel here at the bottom. Beside the URL we have styles, which is just a pre-selected set of different styles of text or graphics that we're able to use on our documents. If we've got some text here and we want to write it, we can use our pre-selected style to change the way the text looks. And we see that as I select the pre-selected style, I can type in the text, and just by selecting the simple text, I see that this style comes into play. And we see all the different effects in the properties window as the effects take place on our selection of the object that we want to use. Another tool in the web design is the slicing tool, which we briefly looked at earlier. And what it's mainly used for, it's more useful if you've got a graphic and you want to load it onto your website and you want to slice up your graphic. Let's say you've got a really big graphic and you don't want your viewers that are coming to your website to have to wait for the graphic to download. You want the graphic to be sliced up, and instead of having one large graphic, maybe you could have a set of 5 or 6 smaller graphics. It's also used to disperse it within tables on websites. If I had a table and I had some information, maybe I want to enter in the top area here, and this area I didn't want to have to touch, I could slice the object up to the manner that I want it, and here we'd be able to see that the sliced object is now sliced into separate areas. And we could work with the 2 separate areas separately, where this could be one image and we would have a table with this being the second image. We can easily add more slices in simply by clicking on it, and we can keep adding more slices, and once this image is complete and we go to save it, we're actually not going to be saving one image, we're going to be saving a series of images. All the different slices are going to represent different images, and there's going to be other slices too representing the other parts of the GIF images or the JPEG images that we've sliced it into. As we select the different slices, we've also got the option for the different effects, the link effects, and I'm able to create hyperlinks linking with the alt tags and also with the target window area, the same as what we were doing with the hotspots. Slicing, we're also given in the properties menu, we're given a choice of the type of slice that we want to make. If we want to make an HTML slice, and we can go ahead and we can edit, and what this gives us some information where we can edit the HTML slice. But generally most of the time the slices are image slices, and we can edit what kind of image slice it is. If we want a JPEG image slice, and we see that the slice type is changing in the top left hand corner of the slice. To export your slices to HTML, we could simply go to File, we would select Export, and we see that the export wizard automatically opens up a window, and we have file name of slices which we can enter in. We've got save as HTML and images, and we've got export slices. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save it. And what's happening now is we're saving a bunch of different images. So if I was to go to open it up, If we open up our files here, we can see that where we saved it, we've got slices R1, and we've got all the different slices by default, and they're ready to be used in our HTML document. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that. When we're exporting our slices, we're also given an option. If we select options over here, we're given an option of the HTML style that we want to export in. We're given the extension that's going to be exported to. If we're using a table, we're able to set up the table, the spacing here, the cell color, the canvas color, the space image. We've also got a space for document specific. If we want to set up for the document specific, we've got some areas here for the slices where we can have document.name. We can underscore rows and columns, and we've got some options here how to set our particular export from the HTML. To add functionality to your images in Dreamweaver, we would be working with the Behaviors panel. If it's not open or not visible, we can simply go to those, check off Behaviors, or press Shift F3 on your keyboard, and this opens up the Behaviors panel. See here, we're able to add behaviors, we're able to subtract behaviors. We've got an option here for toggling the visibility of the group behaviors. We've got the behavior properties, and we've got ability to delete behaviors. We also have here in the top right corner the same properties as we have down below, where we can edit, delete, we can delete all, we can show all, ungroup, and of course we've got the panel options where we can group the behaviors with the behaviors panel with the different panels, and we're able to close the panel group.